What is going on, Dumb Nation? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Sorry we're a couple minutes late. We had some things to do. Workout took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's a good thing. We are live on Wimkin as of now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We are live on Wimkin. Welcome to Wimkin viewers and listeners, everybody on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, Twitter, and I don't know where else. Wimkin, I'm going to say Wimkin. Is that it? We're on more than that.
Rumble.
I always forget my Rumble people. Sorry, Rumble people. Tonight we are going to go over some interesting news. The Arlington show I did this morning, we're going to watch it. It's 9 minutes. We can handle it because there's a lot of conversation out there and there's a lot of disinformation out there. And I don't feel comfortable that the word is out there of what actually took place and what happened. So we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the app. We got that coming around the corner. Apple declined the first version of it, but we knew that was going to happen. So we took the donate button off the website. It's still at Link Tap Go, and we had to take the pop-up off. And now that we've done that, we should be good on Google and Apple in the next day or two. So we're really excited for that. We're going to be talking about Trump derangement syndrome, Harris flip-flops, obviously Arlington, and whatever else we can come up with. Olivia's down below me. To my right is Amy. And the Don't Unfriend Me hosts are in the house. Leroy is off tonight. He is off saving the world and making it safe for the freedom and the republic for which it stands. We also received our books. We'll be shipping those out here in the next few days, so expect that if you bought the box set. We'll see you in a few. MTLQRX Metal Quirks, I guess. Metal Quirks. It's like Mr. Mitsapalixit from DC Comics, whatever. Thank you for subscribing to the Don't Unfriend Me show. We appreciate it.
Matthew, it's Judge Janine, and I wanted to congratulate you on the Don't Unfriend Me show at the DUM show. I was thinking about that whole thing the other day when I thought it was right after Donald Trump was elected that everybody on the left started unfriending anyone on the right. So I'm glad you're calling them out. We've got a great name for the show, and I hope that you're true to the values, conservative values, Republican values, and that you call those people out. I think it's great, and I know you've got 135,000
200,000
followers. I hope you get a lot more, and just keep the faith, keep fighting. I think we may get America back, but in the meantime, we've got a steep hill to climb, and you're one of the fighters, one of the patriots. So thank you for what you're doing.
The DUM Club, folks, exclusive benefits, got free news, member discounts, gold, silver, and bronze memberships, monthly newsletter. We have our call coming up on Saturday, which will be fantastic. Quarterly gift boxes are going to be going out between the 1st and the 15th to Gold Club members. We try to do whatever we can for our listeners, and this is a way for you to give back to the show and us to give back to you. Go take a look at all the benefits of the show. We would appreciate it at thedumshow.com or thedumclub.com, your choice. Step into a Wimkin.
Transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Massive seizure of fentanyl on the border yet again, and I don't know how many times I'm going to hear this. I mean, Kamala Harris now is supposedly not the border czar, but the border queen. She wants a wall. We're going to talk about it tonight. I mean, why doesn't she just go ahead and take the Donald Trump Agenda 47 and just copy it and call it Kamala 47 and call it good? Because that's all she's doing. She listen. We understand the only reason you don't want Donald Trump in office is because you hate him. You don't have a problem with his policies because they worked.
Yep.
Joe Biden extended the tax cuts with the Democrats. They put back all the supposedly constitutionally impacted border rules in place. They went ahead and removed the leasing on oil deposits and fracking. They're embracing energy reproduction in the states and trying to get energy independent without going ahead and buying foreign oil. What's next? Guns in classrooms? I mean, I'm just sitting here going, I'm ready to vote for her. She's amazing. Like, I mean,
it's going to come true.
And she's Blackakin. I mean, a Black Indiakin? I'm sorry, Black Indiakin. And I'm so excited to have a Black female Jamaican Indian Southern Baptist, California surfer, Hawaiian girl. I'm excited for her, but more.
Don't assume her gender.
That's right. I screwed it up.
How dare you?
He, she, they. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Pronouns, dear. Pronouns.
I've lost my way. But fentanyl is absolutely out of control. And here's the cool thing: is we're really excited to be a part of WIMKIN. Like that's something that I think all of us are pumped about. And I don't think they got a fair shake with the January 6th committee. I've heard the stories, and I thought that they were treated pretty horribly. And, we're seeing it right now. You've got I can talk about it now, the CEO of Telegram. I had some information last night that it was out there, but it wasn't out there to the extent that I felt comfortable disclosing it. But the CEO of Telegram was arrested. They were talking about throwing him in prison in regards to certain communications about child trafficking and drugs and illegal gun sales and a whole bunch of stuff that's being used through Telegram. And here. So, and using it, and they're blaming him for it. Now, I will tell you this. Telegram is used by intelligence agencies all over the world. Just let you know. The model for Telegram is actually governmentalized, which isn't even a word. But it's been acquired and appropriated, and the network and the overall software is being used everywhere. Now, the cool thing is that that's been released. Like, that's out there now, so we can talk about it. But if you asked me that 2 years ago, I couldn't tell you that. Leroy couldn't tell you that. But it's very much like Comcast with Verizon. A lot of people think Comcast has a cellular network. They don't. It's Verizon. Comcast Mobile, Xfinity Mobile, is just Verizon with a new label. That's all it is. So the government appropriates certain programming, and Telegram is an extremely secure platform. And they went after this CEO. Now, whether that's right or wrong or indifferent, and that's what trials are for. This obviously is why Mark Zuckerberg came out and said some things. But I don't think that they got a fair shake, because there were people on Jason's platform who were saying things, and then the J6 committee came to him and he started grilling him, and we want all the data. And he's like, I'm not releasing the data. This is private information. I'm not giving it to you. I'm not releasing my members' information. And he resisted. And he has been blackballed on Google. He's been blackballed on Facebook, on Apple. In fact, when you sign up for wimkin.com, you don't even get an email that you've signed up, because they won't send you a confirmation. So you just have to put your email in, put your password, and know that in 24 hours he's going to approve you, and then go back in and sign up. And if anyone has a problem, let me know. The reason why I'm so long in the tooth on this, and I want Amy and Olivia, and we'll all start talking here in a second, is there is a brand new thing that's been going around. And a lot of people who are on Wimkin got the fresh, scoop on this. And this is that the fentanyl test that Jason and team have been working on, and that they have invested in heavily, is now called A47. Save America 147, A47 test at a time. And these are fentanyl tests that are a variety of different tests, from a swab test to using a chemical test and a drop test. I will kind of show you what this is. But the exciting thing about this is that if anyone recognizes the name, does anyone see the name and think of something when you see A47?
I do.
What is it?
I think of Donald Trump as president.
That is correct. Yep. So you can put two and two together that this is moving towards what looks to be a Trump endorsement and part of his platform, that he is going to combat fentanyl in classrooms and accidental overdoses in the police department, and kids touching things at their mom and dad's house or bringing things to school that are deadly, by having the fentanyl test available for everyone in America. And this is very, very close to happening. And I'm super excited. So Jason has been working towards this. I wanted to kind of bring it to you and have you take a look. We obviously can get some serious discounts for people who are interested. I'm not selling this on the site. I'm giving you information to share with people across your network, whether they be in Leo's or the school principals or board members, city council, government agencies, whatever it may be, hospitals. This is huge, and this is important, and this is a one-touch test. You've got testing strips. There's an over-the-counter version, and then you can go through and look here and learn all about it. It's a beautiful site. It talks about the test, what it does, how it works. You can get bulk pricing. This current version has been absolutely flipped over, and it is 100% FDA approved, which is an exciting thing, right? Because if it's not approved, that's a big issue.
Thank you, Kim.
It's CLL. Yes, thank you, Kim. Let's do a new thing. If we're like in a presentation, let's just wait to send in the donations so we can thank them properly. Kim, thank you so much.
I can do that.
It's been fully rebranded, and it's FDA and CLIA approved. And these tests are absolutely clean. They're safe. They're private. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to put your whatever the test is online and have it sent in for analyze. It's instantaneous, almost instantaneous. It's extremely fast and accurate. Within a minute or so, you have your results. And they are working towards not just testing fentanyl, but having a urinalysis test, which also tests all other drugs that are currently listed in a urinalysis test, and in the only one, first in the United States, that tests fentanyl. So they're trying to have an all-inclusive kit that covers all those type of things. So they're doing amazing work over at A47. I'm not selling you anything. I am encouraging you to know that when you hear Donald Trump talk about this, whether it's at the debate, which is possible, or at a rally, when he talks about this, you know where this came from. Because if there's one guy who deserves a break, it's Jason Shepard from Wimkin. This guy has worked tirelessly. He's one of the most honorable human beings I've ever met. He has paid me on time every single month, every single 2 weeks. He takes care of my hosts and even people who aren't hosts to ensure that they have stock. Anytime I need anything, he's there. He's developing my app for free. I gave him money. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to take it from you. I can't. I'll just do it. I'll just do this for you. This is the type of guy he is. So I don't want you to buy anything right now. He's getting me a code, and I want you to give that to people. And I want you to spread the word, because this is important. This is how we figure out how to save lives. And we've got too many people who've lost lives, including one of our good friends, Amy Stamcombe, who lost her life. Liv, would you link the site, please?
I already did at the beginning. I can do it again if you want me to.
Do it again.
Okay.
A couple times. But Amy Stamcombe lost her husband, almost lost her son. People who are suffering from drug addiction, they gamble and roll the dice every single day. Okay? It shouldn't be this. You know, overdoses happen, bad things happen, we understand that. But this is a death sentence for people. And if somebody gets a hot load and somebody puts in fentanyl into a drug who's not used to that, a level of opiates, it'll kill them. And 2 grains of salt, you know, not that bad for you, but 2 grains of fentanyl, the same size, will kill you. If you have none in your system and you're not taking it, you have no immunity to it, you have no resistances to it, it'll kill you. So I want people to keep this in mind, and I'm so honored to be a part of this. I don't make 1 penny off this. I don't want to make any money off this. What I want to do is give this back to Jason, and you should see his facilities. I mean, he has a giant warehouse full of boxes to the ceiling. It looks like Raiders of the Lost Ark when they're trying to hide the Ark of the Covenant. There are people who are actively ordering hundreds of thousands of these things. This is going to take off. And of course, Jason just being Jason is like, everyone's going to benefit from this. I'm going to make sure of it. Everybody. Hey, this is Matt. And Olivia, what's up?
Hey, Matt.
When we talked. Hey, is this Jay?
No, it's Frank.
Oh, it's Frank. So you sounded like Jason.
Yeah, it did sound like Jason a little bit.
What's up, Frank?
Sorry, man. Hey, I had to comment on what you've been talking about. If this is so important and that Jason is doing such a great job with this,
Yeah.
why hasn't the government taken this under their belt?
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious.
It's a rhetorical question. But
No, it's a good question because we should know. You're seeing it right now where Donald Trump is interested in doing this, because if the current administration takes this on, they openly admit that there's a problem. If they don't, they can just say, well, it's a very infinitesimal problem, and we don't need testing kits, to go ahead and implement. If Donald Trump says that then becomes part of his policy, and then this goes to every single law enforcement agency across the country. It goes to every state, every city, every municipality, constables, sheriff's departments, state troopers. It goes to schools. It goes to drug counselors in schools. It goes to probably probation officers. I mean, it goes to hospitals. It goes everywhere. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, this right here. Because if you went and go back to, cocaine test kit and brake kits, and you go down to any type of synthetic drug test kits, these things made people millions of dollars. That's not what Jason wants to do. Jason wants to get this into people's hands and save lives. And the money is not his number one focus. Of course, he wants to make a living. Of course, he wants to this. But if he does his job, this will pay for itself. And that's just an ancillary benefit to taking care of people. And that's what's great about it. But the government doesn't want to admit that this is a problem. They don't want to admit that they can do things to slow this down. Otherwise, they would close the border. Otherwise, they would classify this thing as a poison. And if you use it like ricin or any other arsenic or whatever, it's attempted murder. If they really wanted to stop this, they would just raise the stakes on what this stuff, but they won't do it because this industry is worth trillions. Stopping drugs on the street, seizing confiscations on the border. The DARE program, police officers' budgets, city budgets. Can you imagine if illicit drugs just stopped in the United States? How many trillions of dollars would be lost? This is like cancer. You don't want to cure cancer because it's worth billions upon billions of dollars every single year. So what you do, you try to prevent or you maintain, but you never want to cure it, just like we don't want to solve the energy crisis. If people think that we can go to the moon, or we can create nanotechnology, or we can go ahead and splice DNA, but we can't figure out how to stop a high acidic protein in the body from being cancerous, That we can't figure that out somehow, that there's no way that we can identify those early signs even more effectively, or we can't get to some of these areas to fix these things without literally melting people's insides with radiation? I think that we don't want to solve a lot of the problems that we have in the country today. I really do. But anyway, Frank, what are your thoughts?
There's no money in it. There's no money in it. And that's, you brought up exactly the reason why. There is no money in the cure. It pays them to keep us sick. And that's what RFK Jr. was bringing up. That's exactly where we are in this country. This is all based on greed. This is all based on how much money can I make off of cancer, off of name something. Just name anything.
Well, can I give you an example? Can I give you an example of something? Anyone who thinks, oh, Matt, that's a conspiracy theory, Matt. That's okay. Well, let me prove that it's not. Ivermectin, hydrochloroquine have been found to actually, I can say it now without getting banned. We're proving effective in most cases to help with COVID. 50% of the cases saw a positive result from ivermectin or hydrochloroquine. People actually didn't inject bleach, but used disinfectant, hospital grade, decent for human consumption on the skin, not interjected into the fat cells or not injected into the stream, but wiping down the skin was effective at killing COVID and contact tracing upon your skin. They found that UV light was extremely effective. Going outside and soaking up some UV rays was effective at clearing up your sinuses, getting the mucous membranes clearer and easier to breathe. These things have been found out. But what was the problem? Hold on a second. But what was the problem with ivermectin? What was the problem with hydrochloroquine? It was $1.25 medicine. That's why. And you couldn't charge hundreds and millions of dollars to reinvent the wheel, to find a delivery system, to create new vials and labeling and patents, and having, Pfizer and Moderna and all these companies go around and reinvent the wheel to create something new. And the reason why we know this is because there was no money in it. And the political action committees and the big people in Washington who donate dark money to Washington went and paid everybody off on each side and said, these things won't work, disprove them. And doctors were shunned. Doctors were like defrocked, but whatever that would be, and not in the Catholic religion, but in being a doctor. Taking their license away and embarrassed in social media. And there were hundreds of doctors that came out and said, wait a second, these things are actually demonstrating positive results. And they were called crackpots and they were called conspiracy theorists. And people said, you're giving them horse tranquilizers and horse dewormer. Well, yes, that version, there are versions of it that's horse dewormer, but the humanized version isn't. That's used for malaria and other types of blood disease and pathogens in the body. So we had something that worked, and what did they do? They stuck you on an incubator or an incubator, and tapped these people's chests, which did more harm than good. When a simple process of medication that we already had, that was a cheaper version, could have saved lives. So I'm sorry I'm going off on this, but I'm pissed off.
That was because it made them $35,000 a person to be able to put them on those incubators. So what would you pick? Would you pick $1.35 or would you pick $35,000?
Right. Well, they were paying them. Remember, if you were diagnosed in a hospital, you were in the hospital and you were going for treatment, you were diagnosed with COVID, you got $15,000. If you went ahead and had complications that admitted from COVID, they got $35,000. And if you died from COVID inside these hospitals, you got $75,000. Why wouldn't these hospitals be like, listen, we need to go ahead and admit you for COVID, even if it's not?
I don't understand why the government gave them money.
Because they felt that there was, because with COVID was an unknown. So there's higher risk to your people. There's higher risk to your patients. There's an entire process of sanitation that has to be completely different. PPE needs to be worn. The tests are expensive. Everything's different. So I want you to imagine AIDS. When AIDS used to be, $980 a pill for some of the HIV medication. Now, I mean, you can get it for 25 cents a pill. But when it first came out, you had to implement things that were not SOP and not budgeted for these hospitals. So every time you diagnosed a case of COVID, they believed that that cost the hospital more money. So the hospital said, well, we need some help here. We can't keep diagnosing and taking all these people in because this is going to bleed our hospital. So the government stepped in and said, okay, well, here you go. Here's some kickbacks to help you. Well, this is why people with motorcycle accidents would walk in and like they died of COVID. Yeah, but hitting that frickin' pylon at 75 miles an hour without a helmet, that may have had something to do with it as well, don't you think? I went off. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Sorry, I'm not happy today.
Well, no, you're fine. Wasn't that AZT that Fauci was messing with?
I don't know. I don't know. Are you talking about the AIDS research that Fauci did?
Yeah. And they came up with AZT, and they found out that it was an absolute killer. And
yeah.
You know, you can do your research on that and find out.
I already have, but I don't remember enough of it. But yes, I remember reading a few articles on that, but I'm not an expert on the subject. But the same thing was for the polio vaccine. Polio vaccine killed 50% of the people that they administered it to in the first batch. So it's not like there haven't been bad things that have happened since vaccines, but the risks outweigh, or the rewards outweigh the risks in a lot of cases, but not for polio. Now, you have other tests that are done, clinical trials that last 3 to 5 years, and they're done safely, and they're done at levels. We didn't have time for that. They literally put this vaccine out in a heartbeat. And if I get flagged for this on Facebook, I swear to God, there is nothing that I have said that's not true. Every single word that I have said, I can back up with thousands of articles and thousands of information. There is nothing that I've claimed that it makes me a medical professional. I'm not. These are simple findings that they have in investigative reporting in medical journals now. Posthumous from 2020 and 2021 and 2022. This is all coming out. And why do you think Zuckerberg's like, oh, we're not going to censor COVID stuff anymore? Because you're finding out that everything people said was actually true. And I couldn't even talk about it. Amy and I would be sitting here and we see people we know dying, and we can't talk about it. And I say, Amy, we can't talk about it. We can't say the word COVID. Don't say COVID. Because we'll get banned. Crazy.
Well, the problem is with Zuckerberg, now it's safe. Now it's CYA, you know.
Yeah, it is. He knows. He knows what he did.
That's all.
And so does YouTube, and so does Bezos, and so does everyone else who've blacklisted me and banned me. It's no coincidence that my freaking video got 2,000 views today. I haven't had 2,000 views on my videos in a year and a half. I used to get 50 to 65,000 views every day on my videos. So I'm like, oh,
Matthew,
well, now my
do you honestly think that's coincidence?
No, it's not coincidence. He's going to alleviate the pressure on conservative channels closer to the election. I believe that Zuckerberg has to, because if they are, whoever in the social media are found to suppress information and Donald Trump gets in office, that company is going to get torn apart. They're going to get broken apart. Donald Trump is out for blood. They should be. He's out for blood.
He's out for blood.
You know, I don't know necessarily that he's out for blood.
He's out for blood.
In the sense that the Democrats would do this to us. But what I think is, turnabout is fair play. I think what he's thinking is, all right, you had your chance with me. You had your way with me. I've learned a few things now. Now we're going to reverse the tables. We're going to see how you like this. And I think he's going to take a softer approach.
Oh, I don't.
Because I think as of July 13th, I think that has actually changed him a little bit. I think he's changed his way of thinking. I've noticed he's been a little softer. He's still Donald Trump, don't get me wrong. But I think it's made him think a little bit harder about what's going on, and the people that he surrounds himself with has to be a little more, I got to think about this a little more, because I don't think he did that in 2013.
He just reassigned Corey Lewandowski to his campaign.
Oh boy.
Okay, so don't tell me Trump's going soft. Trump's coming in hard. And he's going to come hard, and he has every right to. And he is going to dismiss the FBI director. He is going to go after the FEC. He's going after the NHIA. He is going after every single person who has been shown corruption in the DOJ. He's going after, and honestly, good. You know what I'd love to see Donald Trump do real quick, and then we can get to the show. Is I would love to see Donald Trump go in and change these assigned positions in the FBI, in the DOJ, in the health department, and start making them 4-year positions that have annual reviews and assessments, that they have to submit a report of what their overall goals are, what they're going after. So say DOJ goes after fentanyl, wants to lower crime in 37 out of the top 50 cities that are liberally ran, wants to help red states in their overall lack of law enforcement, whatever it would be. And then you're going to be rated on those things. And if you didn't do them, you're fired. We have got to start credibility somewhere, and it needs to be in the penalizing institutions, which would be the IRS, the DOJ. Those are the 2 top, and the Fed. Those are the 3. Who controls the money, who controls the laws, and who controls the penalization of people. Those 3 branches of our government need to be overhauled completely. They have too much autonomous power with absolutely no accountability. They are bureaucratic institutions.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
All right.
But let me throw this at you.
Sure, go ahead.
Just remember what happened to JFK when he tried to do those things. And I'm going to leave you with that.
Well, how could I ever forget? And listen, they've already tried to shoot him once, and this is not going to be the last time. This isn't over. If you think there's just one crazy person out there, it's not. They cannot allow him to win. It is going to be a Kennedy and Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King style clearance, and then they're going to go after Junior. You don't understand. People have no idea what is happening here and what is being said. We're going to cover it tonight on this Arlington thing. It is a blatant lie. I am the only person talking about the truth. I've got a photograph of the entire family all giving thumbs up over the graves of some of these soldiers. And they're only showing one photograph of Donald Trump to it. They're lying. The family wrote a letter saying, hey, dude, this was the most amazing thing to have Donald Trump here. I can't believe it. And they don't care. We'll go over it in the video. Frank, thanks for calling, man. I love that you're calling in lately.
Yeah, thanks, Frank.
All right, man. You take care. I love all of you. You take care. Keep doing the good work you're doing.
We appreciate you, Bubba. Olivia, Amy, I'm sorry. I'm fired up, man, because I feel like there's a bubble that's about to burst. I feel like we're on the precipice of popping this bubble. And whether it comes to what Jason's doing or whether it comes to seeing Facebook now be the first major company outside of Twitter to say, yeah, we suppressed and we censored. Now that the dominoes are going to start falling. And this is what Democrats need to be, is back on their heels. And things like this they're in defense mode right now. They're like, oh no, the Biden administration didn't suppress information. You're telling me Trump suppressed information on his opponent? Give me a break. Anyway. Thoughts, Amy and Olivia?
Yeah. You want to go first, Liv?
You can go.
2 things. One, I just want to correct one thing that you said, Matt, because I do not think a dead man from a motorcycle crash would walk into a hospital.
That's funny.
And
Yeah.
I never get to correct you.
Did I say dead man? I said he went 75 miles an hour into a pylon. I think the dead was posthumous.
I don't know.
Oh, you're right.
The way it was worded.
I'm going to give you the win. I'm going to give you the win. You win. You win.
Secondly, I just encourage everyone to look at their EOB statements from their insurance companies, and also ask your doctor to be open about the bonuses they received. As someone who was in the medical profession for almost 20 years of my life, we were offered many incentives in different forms all the time from different companies, not drug companies. I did not work for a doctor that used a lot of drugs. We did certain, but very minimal. But there was different medical, apparatuses and things like that we did use. And we were looking for, the incentives, and not just that, we didn't work for shady doctors, but, there was always an incentive. There was always something. And you have every right to ask your doctor, how much money do you get if I receive this vaccine? How much money do you get from my insurance company if my whole family gets the flu vax this year? How much money do you get if I get X, Y, and Z? Like, you have every right to do that. Why do I need this x-ray? How much money will you get from that? Is it really necessary? Because there are another tests that we could do that's less invasive with radiation, or less invasive in some other regard. You have the right to ask these questions, and no one asks them because we just don't know to. We trust our doctors, but and doctors are not all horrible people.
No.
Even the best ones get incentivized in some way. I guarantee you that. So,
and all the commercials go, ask your doctor if Propecia is right for you. That's called a drug dealer.
Right.
Bill Maher said it best. He's like, if you go to your doctor and say, hey, you know what, is Propecia right for me? He's like, you're the doctor. Aren't you supposed to be telling me? If you go to your doctor and say that, then he's your pusher. He's a drug dealer. So I don't go to my doctor and ask him if anything's right for me. I go and say, what's wrong with me? And then, okay, how do we get it fixed? And then he might say, well, Propecia. Okay, well, what's in it? Well, let me see. It can cause anal warts, bleeding of the eyes, gonorrhea, syphilis, pneumonia, colon cancer, shingles, premature acne on your testicles, and your earlobes will grow inside out off your anus. Oh, well, that sounds wonderful. What do I have, doctor? You have the itching of the left toe. Oh, well, let's go ahead and get that medicine in me right away, folks. Sounds like it's going to go ahead and fix the problem. So most of the time, the cure is worse than the actual disease. A lot of people with high blood pressure take medication that they should not be taking. You know what the medication you should be taking? Getting on a treadmill. Getting a 2,000 low-calorie caloric diet that's low in saturated fats, high in protein, middle-line carbs, and low-line fats, natural fats. Not trans, but mono fats, monosaturated, from almonds, from walnuts, from peanuts. These are all good fats, avocados. These fats are good for the body. It's good for your heart. But instead, what do? We shove them on Lipitor and blood thinners and diuretics so they piss every 3 minutes. So they basically dry out their body where it withers away into an old prune. I don't know, man. I've seen people on medication. I've seen people off medication. I like the way I look off medication. I don't like the way I looked on it. I looked like a concentration camp survivor when I was on that stuff. I was thin. My muscles just completely depleted. I had a glossy look over my eyes. I couldn't perform sexually. I couldn't do any of those things. It completely just annihilated any spice for life or thrive for life that I had. If you're on 37 medications, ask yourself the question, how do I get down to 10? How do I get down to 5? And if your doctor tells you anything, you'll be on this the rest of your life. You look at them square in the face and you say, I want a second opinion. Because they told me I would never walk again. They told me I would never be able to do a push-up, that I could never lift weights. I could never jump out of a plane. I could never get on a jet ski. I would never go on a roller coaster again. I've done all those things, except for jumping out of the plane again. That's sometime soon, probably when my kid's 18. Olivia, what's the word today? We got any questions, comments, concerns?
The only question I saw was, what was the EOB? And somebody else answered it. So
EOB?
From your insurance
Amy had
company.
said it. From your insurance company.
Oh, okay.
It means
Fair enough.
explanation of benefits. And it has like codes. And you can go on your insurance provider's website and look up those codes and see what it means exactly. Make sure you're charged correctly. Make sure your doctor was sent the right amount of money, because they like to sometimes mess up those numbers.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And there's nothing wrong with butter.
I love butter.
Don't do that synthetic plastic glycinol crap. No, use butter. Just don't freaking use a half a stick for every meal. When you butter, if you want to butter your bread, ask yourself the question, do you need the bread? What's the bread for? Do you really need it? And if you do, just do stone ground wheat. 40 calories a slice, and you're not getting all the additional carbs and crap. Stone ground wheat is great for you in increments. Listen, a diet is, there's no secret. If you're getting fat, it's because you are having too many calories versus the amount you're burning. Period. I have a glandular problem. No, you don't. You have a I can't stop eating problem. No, Matt, that's not true. I went to all natural. How long? 2 weeks. It took you 20 years to put this on. It's not going to take you 2 weeks to get it off. If you work out 30 minutes a day, that's going for a brisk walk, the lifting weights, getting on a treadmill, getting on a rowing machine, and you eat 2,000 calories a day of good food in a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 grams of protein, 2 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of fats, good fats. And that's the ratio you follow. I promise you will lose weight. I promise you will lose weight. And if you don't, work harder. Work harder. That's it. Okay, good talk. I'm feeling good today. Not upset. I'm passionate. I'm fired up. I'm ready to have some conversations. Did anybody see what happened with Donald Trump and Arlington Cemetery?
Yes.
Only what we covered on the show on Monday.
So Donald Trump went to Arlington Cemetery to recognize the 13 and the 11 Marines, 1 sailor, and 1 Army personnel who lost their lives in Afghanistan at the Abbey Gate bombing. Does everyone recall this? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
So I did a video that's like 9 minutes long, and I think it's people tell me in comments how many people watched it. And seriously, it's 9 minutes, and it's going to create a lot of conversation because there's a video that I want to show you of somebody who is just embracing these lies, another veteran, and I want to combat it. And there's a lot of stuff in there you're not hearing in the media. They're not talking about it. So if you haven't watched it, I need to know now. I know Stacy did. Okay. All right, we're gonna go over it real quick. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this video of these yokels who are going after Donald Trump over this. And this is one of my favorite, Jack Hopkins. Now, Jack Hopkins, I love his set. I love his look. I love his characters. There's not much I don't love about his presentation. I just hate his message because I think it is biased. Now, he might think that I'm biased, but I want to show you what he has to say. I don't like him very much because I think that he's very close-minded and he doesn't allow other people to have an opinion without insulting them and degrading them. But I'm going to show it to you anyway because I think it's important enough so we can talk about it. Here it is.
This is Jack Hopkins, and I want to read to you what U.S. Democratic Representative Jerry Connolly of Virginia has said about this incident that took place at Arlington Cemetery with Donald Trump, his staff, and a staff member of Arlington Cemetery. Connolly says, "It's sad, but all too expected that Donald Trump would desecrate this hallowed ground and put campaign politics ahead of honoring our heroes. His behavior and that of his campaign is abhorrent and shameful." The first thing I'd like to do is congratulate the Arlington Cemetery staff member who was pushed aside by one of the Trump team staff members. And I say that because I have a personal policy myself that I'm not suggesting that everyone else has as their own policy, but I know if someone puts their hands on me, the fucking dust is going to spin and the fur is going to fly quickly.
That's fair.
So for them to have been able to keep their shit together and not turn this into a really bad deal for them, I tip my hat to you. That was the right thing to do, as hard as it might have been to do. Donald Trump needs to be stopped. We know that. And the way we are going to be able to stop him is to win this election, and we have to win it in an overwhelming manner. We have to make it possible for our justice system to be able to hold him accountable and to end his madness. But if we don't win this election, it will only continue.
So I want to get the ladies' thoughts, because a lot of times I'll just chime in here. That's really the first time I've listened to Jack Hopkins versus read what he writes. What he writes, I think, is trash. Whether you agree with what he said or not, the messaging around it. Let's just get his overall tonality. Let's get his presentation style, emotional state. For a liberal, where do you rate him? 1 out of 10. I don't care about content right now. We can do content in a second, but I just overall presentation style.
He sounded a little emotional to me. At one point, I thought I heard his voice crack. It almost sounded like he was going to cry.
Yep.
That just seems you're a little too caught up in this. You're a little too emotional about this.
Right.
Maybe you need to step back and take a deep breath and rethink everything, because getting this involved, I understand that your job is politics and my part-time second job is politics, and that's what we do, but we're not engrossed in it to where it's our entire lives. And if something happens that we don't agree with or align with, or is negative towards what we think, that it just crushes our world. And I think people like that, they need to step back and get out of it. And if he's that into it, he needs to take a break from his show, because he's not speaking with his brain. He's speaking with emotions and his heart. And that's dangerous, in my opinion, especially if he's got a big audience that will listen to him.
He doesn't.
Okay, good.
We have a bigger audience than he does, but he does well on Twitter. But I think he's just kind of starting out his podcast. And I'm not going to question his audience. When I had 100 people, I thought I did some of my best work. Sincerely. I really do. I feel like some of my early work was my best work. And it's when we were going over the Constitution and we're getting back to that. But we got caught up in disproving things and kind of running that rat race. But fair enough. Amy, your thoughts, and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I actually think he was a pretty good actor with relaying the information and his emotions. I think he kept it like just enough emotional, like for his audience, his perceived audience. I think people who are like-minded would appreciate that. So I understand him, kowtowing to that that watching audience. So I think putting myself in that perspective, that mindset for a minute, I think I would be like, wow, I gotta get on board with this, because he is so emotional. He is holding it back somewhat. I do get emotional on this show. I think I've cried a couple times on this show.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, there are times and there are topics that do affect me genuinely. I hope it comes off that way, because it is genuine. If I'm crying, and there's a reason. Because I've been told I'm so cold-hearted, I can't cry. So if I'm crying, there's like a real reason.
My God.
Yeah. But from what he was saying, I mean, I also hope his audience is doing their own due diligence and the research,
Right.
just as I hope our audience does that for our show. And any information that you get from anywhere, please, it's fine to get the emotional perspective of whatever side you want to get it from. Maybe you resonate with more right-leaning people or more left-leaning people. I think that's completely fine, but please get the accurate information on your own and determine how you feel about that. So
Yeah. Don't. That's the one thing that we always talk about here. Don't let me prescribe how you feel, because I'm supposed to be giving you information and you can make an assessment. And what I'd love is when people say, this is my opinion. Great. I love opinion. I hate when people pretend that their opinion is fact. So what I try to do is present you the facts to the best of my ability of what I know. And then people go, oh, well, Matt, you're wrong. Wait a second. Stop. No, I'm not. I'm telling you what the facts state and what the conclusion is from the facts that are presented. What you're saying is, most often than not, a lot of people just say, well, I just feel. Okay, well, I can tell you that I have a very hard time feeling. Like Amy, I have been called an emotional stunt, that I have stunted growth when it comes to my emotions. There are times where I express emotion. And there are times that I just won't. I don't think Jack Hopkins, I definitely think he was raw. I will say this, overall, his message sucked because everything he said was incorrect. And well, to the facts. It's not that I emotionally disagree with him. Factually, I disagree with what he said. But his presentation was actually fairly low key for most liberals. He was very low key. He didn't cuss. He didn't.
He cussed a couple times.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. What did he say? What word?
He said the F word, and he said
when
at the beginning.
What did he say? Say the sentence.
I thought he did. I know he said shit.
I don't think. I don't believe he did. I could be wrong, and I occasionally I am, but I don't.
I thought he did because I remember because I listen to it now, and anytime we watch it, we show video that cusses since we're trying not to on our show.
Yeah, that's why I didn't hear it. But so, either way, in my opinion, even if he did, it was such a nuanced way of using it that I didn't see it. But the way that he writes, it's like this guy's like loaded on frickin' tequila and speedballs. But if you're going to present an argument, that's the way to do it. Now, whether it's factual or not, let's get into it, right? Let's talk about it. He said the F word when you were listening at the end. Okay, all right. Either way, just because you cuss doesn't mean that you're a bad person, because I did it for 4 years, and I'm trying hard not to do it, and I still do it once in a while and let it slip. I'm not defending this guy. What I'm saying is I listen to thousands of hours of videos a month of people just melting down and blubbering all over. And if more people would present their argument, then we could cut out the fat and focus on what they're saying. So that's what we're going to do. Let's focus on what he said. Did Trump push somebody around? Now, first of all, we have to establish a couple of things. Did Trump have a right to be there?
Yes.
How do you know? Is that your opinion or is that fact?
As far as I know, it's fact.
How? How do you know that?
Can go to that, and he's also he's a.
Not anyone can go to that. Amy,
that was
go ahead.
So I thought you had. I don't know if you can be a former president and go. I thought you had to be the sitting president to go, but I might be wrong about that. I know you had to be a president. Maybe you could be a former president or not. I don't know, but I thought you had to be the president.
Okay, so let's go ahead and break down some of the misnomers. Section 60. I've been to 13, Afghanistan, the veterans who honestly were murdered. Can we just be honest? Can we stop saying died? They were murdered by a feckless Biden administration and Harris administration, left behind with a horrible plan from Taliban and ISIS-K terrorists. Okay, they were murdered. And usually when it comes to those celebratory moments, presidents will lay honorary wreaths and kind of do that thing. It's kind of a president thing. Now, several presidents have gone by the wayside and not done it. George Bush passed. Obama passed before. Biden even passed. If you remember in like 2021, I believe he passed. But he has done it. Obama's done it. Bush has done it. Clinton did it. Reagan did it. And Trump did it. All have done it. And it's not just exclusive for presidents. Sometimes a VP will do it. A ranking member in the Senate will do it. A high military official can do it. It doesn't matter. This wasn't a Washington-based government-sanctioned event. This was the family going there to remember because nobody else was going to. The Kamala Harris administration, the Biden administration had no intent to go. They didn't go. They haven't gone. And they won't go. Because, I mean, that would be like Charles Manson visiting Sharon Tate's freaking grave when he was alive. Okay? I'm sorry. They killed them. Their horrible strategy and administration murdered those 13. Period. I have litigated this case. It is 100% fact. And the truth came out after I already told you that there were signs for a year that Taliban was interacting with Afghan regulars, and they were surrendering and abandoning their posts and fleeing to Tajikistan. Everyone remembers this because they remember the name of the country. So, is it only for presidents? It's immaterial. At this time, it's immaterial.
Thank you.
Because Donald Trump has written permission to be there. Donald Trump, this is the email from Arlington. Photography is permitted within the grounds of Arlington National Cemetery. Photographers who are members of news organizations need to make arrangements for immediate escort by contacting the ANC Public Affairs Office. This right here is on the website. This right here is the email that I have a copy of. Only former President Trump may have an official photographer and or videographer outside the main media pool. If any other attendees, DVs, would like to bring media, they must arrive at 7 a.m. and be incorporated into the press pool. We recommend against bringing additional media due to limited space available in the press pool. That's the email. So you have an email from Arlington confirming that Donald Trump had permission to be there and have a photographer. So immediately, what do you think Donald Trump and his administration assume is going to happen when they arrive? They're going to arrive at the event with cameras in tow, and what's going to happen? What do you guys think? What would happen?
With your cameras in tow, you got to get your certificate, you get your press certified, and you get
they already got it.
Passports and all that
right.
stuff.
We already got it. They have an email that says you are good to go, Donald Trump. You can bring whatever recording equipment you want. You're good to go. So the administration walks in with a camera in tow and a photographer. What would they expect to happen? Like, you go to Disneyland and you buy your gold passes. What happens when you get to the gate? What do you expect?
To go to the front of the line.
You go to front of the line. And what happens after that?
You get on the ride first.
You just go in. You're accepted. Come on in. You're a gold member. Get your butt in here. Let's go and let's go fondle Minnie and Mount Mickey. Let's go have some fun. So you get accepted into Disneyland, right? Makes sense? What do you need? What do you need? Yes, just don't interrupt the show. Cool. Love you. If you need something that's important,
first.
Take a shower, do your chores, and then go do your stuff. You don't need to ask mom for that. You get accepted into Disneyland. He needs to grow up. We have a new.
I know why he's asking. It's because of the whole electronics thing this summer. He wants to make sure
he doesn't need to ask mom.
It.
I'm right here. He can ask me. Hey, Dad, I have a question.
It's
that never happens. They'll walk over Dad.
Not
to
anymore.
Ask Mom
Not anymore.
Question.
Ethan and I've been doing really. Let's focus on the show. Okay, Disneyland. You get in. You have a gold pass. You get to go in. Right. Okay. You have a doctor's appointment. You walk up. What do they say to you?
You have an appointment?
Yeah. My name's Matt Spear. I have a 4:45. What do they say?
Okay, here's some paperwork. We'll see in about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we'll see in about 2.5 hours. Sit down. The doctor will be right with you at 7 a.m. or at 7 p.m. or whatever it is. Okay, great. So the Donald Trump administration have the golden ticket that Willy Wonka, the factory's right there. They expected what?
To get in.
To get in.
Yeah.
Would they have problems?
No.
Should they? No. Because they have a golden ticket. They're invited. They are told, hey, you're only Donald Trump. That's the email. Only Donald Trump can have cameras. We're the Trump administration. We have badges. We don't need no stinking badges. We're Trumpians, Holmes. They come in, and here's the press pool. And here are the rules. This is the photo line. You cannot cross it. You cannot do close-up pictures of the grave. You cannot stand on the grave. Here is the boundaries of where you can be in section 16, where you can't, because there are rules. Okay, great. Thank you. There's no flash photography during the ceremony. Any other questions? Okay, great. Let's get going. We got a ceremony to do. That's what happens. How do I know? Ask me how I know.
I'm assuming you've been the one.
Because we did a photo shoot in Arlington Cemetery with wooden flags from FOV. And that exact process took place. Exactly. To the T. I've been to Arlington Cemetery plenty of times, whether it's laying wreaths, whether it's doing visiting friends who have been laid to rest, or ancestors or relatives who've been laid to rest, or friends of friends who've been laid to rest. And the process is one of the utmost respect. And you most assuredly will be bounced if you break the rules. If you show any disrespect, you're gone. But Donald Trump had an invitation. Okay, so that's number one. So did he have an invitation from Arlington? He did, because he applied for the right credentials and he was invited. Okay, he's a former president of the United States. I don't care what you think. That gets you some things. Okay, so the question is, now who does he need to get permission from, right? We've got Arlington. Who would be a good idea to get permission from in the second phase?
The family.
Great. Let's go ahead and look at that, because I got that too. Here's the family. Singing their praises. We'd like to express our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to President Trump. Here's the photo, one of them.
We can't see
I know, it won't let me.
Oh.
I'll show it to you in a second. For the 60 gathering, President and his team conducted themselves with nothing but the utmost respect and dignity for all of the service members, especially our beloved children. We had given our approval for President Trump's official videography and photographer to attend the event, ensuring these sacred moments of remembrance were respectfully captured. Boom. Okay, you got it. Okay, so now the question is, did Donald Trump do something disrespectful? Well, let's look at the picture. Here it is, the one that we were just talking about. Donald Trump gave his celebratory thumbs up. This is the picture everyone's flipping out about. Everybody's smiling. Nobody's upset. This lady over.
Look at the chick on the right giving the like the.
Wait, what? What? Too many? You're going at once. Go, one at a time.
The chick on the right is going like this. The one doing the like peace out or whatever.
She's doing the hang loose.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
whatever.
these are the devil.
I love you.
No, I think I don't know what she's doing.
I love you hands.
It doesn't
Those are
matter.
beautiful.
The point is this. The press is going to say they were doing satanic worshiping with the devil's horns. No, that's not I love you. I don't see any thumbs.
Yeah, her thumb's going
Girl-
down.
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
she's doing hang loose. Hang loose.
Yeah.
Like hang loose.
This is hang loose, right? Thumb
I don't
and
know.
pinky.
Is that hang loose? Oh, this is no, this is two things. Devil's horns or no, it is hang loose. I don't know what she's doing. Then she must be doing I love you, right? It has to be. And her thumb is just like that or something.
Yeah, it's I love you. There's
because
a couple of them doing it. So
I don't think there's a couple of them doing it. Show
Yeah,
me the other one doing
the
it.
girl in the white and the girl in the blue dress. Right
I
next
see
to
the
him.
what? Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Okay, I see it.
There it is.
It blended into her skin.
Okay, so you're right. Is that
Maybe
I can't
it's
see
a
her.
symbol or for something. I don't know.
Maybe it's a
I don't-
family thing. Like they.
Maybe it's
Maybe-
family
yeah,
thing.
maybe it's
Yeah,
family
you're right.
thing.
This is hang loose. This is Texas Longhorns. Or you rock and roll. And then this is I love you. You're right.
Well, maybe one of the people went to Texas University or something.
All
like
right.
that. I
Who
don't know,
cares?
thought.
The point is that's even more of a good thing because the family is doing their own kind of celebratory thing. But here's the photo you don't have. And you haven't. I don't even know if you saw this anywhere but my show. Because I've went to every news site. Nobody has this shot. Every single person's doing thumbs up. Except for this little girl right here who basically is in purple. And she's like, this sucks ass. I hate this. I
Yep.
don't want to be here. But
It's hot.
everyone else, and mom's not doing thumbs up because she's, probably holding her kid still because she's got a Sprite bottle. Everyone else is doing thumbs up. We can't see what the guy in the red tie is doing. So now you have family permission. You have family acknowledgement in a statement. And now you have a photograph of not just Donald Trump doing thumbs up. You have Donald Trump laying a wreath, struggling to bend over with that. I mean, listen, he's an older man and he does it. Joe Biden would have fallen headfirst into the stone
Or checked his watch several times.
or checked his watch several times. So now you have the question of, okay, so he has permission. That's a fact. Family permission? Fact. Family acknowledgement that it was a fantastic event where nothing bad happened? Fact. And you have Donald Trump showing respect and deference to Arlington Cemetery. Now you have the problem. The problem that people are saying outside of that is that there was a physical confrontation, verbal and physical, with one of the staff members of the Trump administration with an employee at Arlington. Okay. So how about that? So let me tell you what happens. Here's what I think. You have a staff member who knows the rules. There was a level of communication. He doesn't like Donald Trump. he's political, and he decides to get involved and shut down the Trump administration and block their way, because that is what has been said. He blocked their way, refused to move. And it's my understanding that the administration, not Donald Trump, brushed past him and had a verbal altercation with him. Hey, we have permission to be here. This guy was a stalwart and said, no, you don't. Now, the question is, does that person have the authority to stop people from coming in, especially the president of the United States, former president of the United States, and his entourage? Or should that person have radioed or went to a supervisor and asked, is there supposed to be somebody here? Or is this person trying to defend freedom and democracy from the Nazi Trump from taking photographs at Arlington Cemetery? Which one do we think is the most probable?
Probably the last one. It sounds like he reminds me of a dude at the front of a nightclub who has to let people in.
Right, small penis.
Exactly. Only lets the hot girls in.
Right,
Stuff
right.
like that. That's what it sounds like. And it definitely, I mean, if they showed their credentials that they could be there or their golden ticket or whatever they had, yeah, he should have let them in. And the fact that he didn't shows it's political and that he doesn't like Trump. And he was probably trying to make sure that they didn't get there on time or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't care. If I was there, I'd be like, okay, call your supervisor. I'd go full Karen on him. And if he didn't let me through, I would just go through. I wouldn't care.
Here's Obama doing the same thing. Obama does it. Clinton does it. But we celebrate people like this. Bergdahl, every single person that were responsible for his release and going after and sending in people in harm's way who died trying to save this jerk off, we celebrate this guy. We celebrate Vindman, who narcs on his entire chain of command and creates lies and political assassinations on his chain of command because he's an opportunist and breaks chain of command. We celebrate people like Blumenthal, who lies about being a Vietnam veteran, who's currently on the House Oversight Committee, lied about being in Vietnam, and as a Marine, and still is in power. General Milley called China. He said, don't worry, no matter what happens, we got your back. If anything, Donald Trump's going to do anything to China, we'll tell you first. That's treason. That's treason. Not only are you breaking the chain of command, you are giving confidential, you are saying that I'm going to spy on this administration and report back to you. That's treason. General Milley. So it's hard for me to understand where the left is coming from when they have this outrage. Don't even get me started on this absolute effing joke. Me a break, dude.
She's so
seriously. She's a man, baby. So we can sit here and pretend. It comes down to this. I get in an altercation with a person at PetSmart. Does that mean that I, all of a sudden that I'm not allowed to have altercations? I'm not allowed to have. Donald Trump was almost assassinated. You got a guy coming up on him. Do you think that maybe his administration is going to be a little bit on edge?
Probably.
I think so. Wouldn't you? So there be no results. Does he have a black eye? Is he bleeding? Was there video being taken? But let's see what happened. Let's see. And if they punch this guy, if they punch this guy, then show it. I want the statement. Where is this guy? Why isn't he coming out? Because honestly, this is what they do. This is the same thing with good people on both sides. It's the same thing, suckers and losers, all of this. Donald Trump loves the military. Whether you like that or not, I don't care. Because I've seen him firsthand on more than one occasion what he has done for veterans. Personally and economically. And I've told this story many times. So we're putting it to bed. and go out there and let everybody know the truth. Because that photograph tells it all. Now, somebody came on and said, that's AI. I'm like, okay, you know what? Hold your breath for 15 minutes, and if that doesn't work, wait longer. Here's the full photo. Multiple angles, folks, taken with a cell phone. Everybody's doing thumbs up. You have a gentleman over there who's lost his left leg in battle.
And his arm.
Yep. Was just about to say that. And you have a family celebrating the life. This is a Gold Star family. And you're insulting them by the only reason you're insulting them, the only reason is because they are voting for Donald Trump. So it's okay to insult Gold Star families now, as long as they support Donald Trump. I thought they cared about that, because this is the type of stuff that's being spread around Twitter right now. This.
Wow, that's horrible.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
So the
poor family.
The tolerant left, the tolerant left. Oh, DEI. Let's just just diversity, equity, and inclusion, as long as you're just like us and you think like us. And if you're not, F off. I am so sick of this crap. So tired of the double standard. Anybody else want to talk about this? Anybody else got a comment?
It's just sad what they're doing. I mean, they don't care who they trash or who they walk over. I mean, why would they? That their president did not respect these soldiers coming back when they did. So why do they need to respect them now?
Yeah, you're voting for the people who killed them.
Right.
You want change? You want joy? Well, let's change out the horses, folks, because these are rode hard and put away wet. If you want change, why are you voting for the same shit? We're voting for Kamala Harris to make change. Give me a break. This is going to be a great segue.
Yeah. Is she working at McDonald's?
Oh, God. Have it your way right away at Burger King. I don't know. But there were some good lines in that episode. Megan watched it in Bakersfield, and she had some nice things to say. I made some funnies. But that's it, folks. Nobody else is talking about it. Why isn't Fox News showing that photo? Why aren't they saying, wait a second, look at everybody. It's a celebration. Everybody's got their thumbs up. Everybody. Man, I have a picture of a military funeral where me and like 7 other guys, a couple of guys are on the teams, a couple of guys are ISs, a couple of guys are Marine MARSOC. And we're around a coffin and we're flipping off the camera. And you have no idea what that's about. And I don't care that you don't know. And you know what? You don't need to know, because it's not yours to tell. It's not your story to tell. It's our story. And we did that because it's something that we understand that you don't get to understand. And if that photo ever comes out, you know what I'm going to tell you? Go F yourself, because I'm not telling you the story. And if I ever get big and that comes out, you know what I'm going to say? Oh, yeah, man, we did that. We did. Yep. We gave the finger. Yep. What's your problem?
Yeah.
Well, it's disrespectful. How do you know what does it mean? Then go F yourself. Go play hide and go F yourself for me. Because you don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what it's about. You know how many glasses of whiskey I've left at friends' graves? What am I saying? They're an alcoholic? Come on. Can we stop pretending that you're really offended by this, that this bothers you? You're bothered that Donald Trump could get some positive press, so you're going to do whatever you can to take it away from him. That's what this is about. Why can't you just admit that Donald Trump can do nothing right? There's nothing he can do.
Anything to put him in a bad light.
That's it.
Right.
Anything. I want you to listen to Ben Stiller, who, listen, I think Ben Stiller is an overactor. I think he's like Jim Carrey. He's an acquired taste. Meet the Parents. He's the same guy in every show. I don't dislike him.
How dare you make me bleed my own blood?
How dare you make me bleed my own blood? Touché.
You can dodge a wrench, then you can dodge a ball.
Dive, dodge, duck, dip, and dodge. I drink my urine because it's sterile and it tastes good.
Sorry, I got going on the line.
Arr, Steve. Arr, Steve. Don't get me started. So, Dodgeball's a great movie. Dodgeball's fantastic. Ben Stiller is like he always is. But I don't watch him for his politics. I really don't give a shit what he... Oops. I did my first one tonight. I don't really... Folks, by the way, linktapgo.com/thedumshow. We're sitting at 3,106. We are $454 away, roughly 153 and 2 cents. We are looking to hit that goal. We are only 2 days away. 3 days away. Need some help? linktapgo.com/thedumshow. We have a lot of people watching tonight. If it's your first time watching, the show's always going to be free. We don't want you to give till it hurts. We want you to give till it feels good. And if you have a situation where you can help out the Dumb Show, you know it's going to a good place. It's going to lights. It's going to bandwidth. And it's showing Facebook and other places that have deplatformed us because we tell the truth. They don't like us. What's hilarious is our show doesn't lie. We don't BS. We don't do conspiracy theory. And they are deplatforming us like crazy. And the reason why is because we don't do the divisive stuff. We don't try to divide. We try to bring a balanced, nuanced approach to discussion. And we encourage people who are Democrats to come on. If you're a Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, come on. And it might get a little uncomfortable now and then, but there's nothing wrong with the conversation. They don't want that. They don't want the left and the right talking. They want us to hate each other. And I don't hate liberals. I hate leftists. And I hate alt-right. The other 93% of America, I love you. So come on the show, say some things. Also go to linktapgo.com/thedumshow. Or you go to The Dumb Show and buy a hat, a shirt, or help us out another way.
Okay? Or like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. You can't afford to donate? That's fine. It's a tough time out there. We get it. Maybe you can just go and like and share the show and talk about it. All right, here we go. Ben Stiller.
Good. Do you mind answering just a quick question why you came and what you like about Harris' platform?
Just very excited about moving forward and all the energy and excitement that's around this movement right now. So that's why I'm here, because it's time for change and it seems like it's happening.
You think she'll be able to sustain the momentum post-convention?
For sure.
You think the race is going to be close?
It's going to be close, but everybody's motivated to work and make it happen. So and she and Tim Walz are just incredible candidates.
Yeah, I think this statement is nice and it's cute and only facts. I think it's really cute, but I don't consider leftists to be Americans, and I don't consider alt-right to be Americans. Sorry. Anybody that flirts with socialism and progressivism and fascism, I don't love you. And if I don't love you and there's no chance for me to love you, then I'm just going to embrace hate. I'm so sick of hearing that. No offense, only facts. I am so tired of saying, don't hate. Hate's wrong. You know what? No, it's not. I am sick and tired of people murdering babies and saying it's okay and calling it a clump of cells so you can sleep at night. I'm sorry. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with people who are so pro-Second Amendment that they can't see that somebody walking into a school and murdering children, it sucks and it's wrong. And listening to a guy like Alex Jones who says that is morally reprehensible. Sorry. As a conservative, I can say that. I hate stupid people. I hate ignorance. And I'm sorry, I do. And for anyone to sit there and say, I don't hate. Yes, you do. The question is do you allow that embodiment of hate to control your feelings? Do you allow it to monopolize who you are? And I do not. But do I hate Kamala Harris and her policies? I most assuredly do. I'm sorry. I do. So I'm done pussyfooting around and being a good Christian and not being honest. If I can't cuss anymore, I can at least say that I really do hate the way that people hate others. The way that they pass on their poisonous, vitriolic beliefs onto other people, where people get shot at. Where supporters of the left and right who just are voting for Trump or voting for Biden get shot at or beat up because people are too narrow-minded and too weak-willed to have a conversation. No, I hate. I'm sorry. I will, as a human being, I will admit it. It might be sinful. It may make me less of a person, but at least I'm being honest. I hate what's happening to our country, and I'm sick and tired of pretending that hate's a bad word. I really dislike it. No, I effing hate it. I hate what they're doing to Trump. I hate what they're doing to Tim Walz. hit his policy. I understand what he did with his record. I understand that's not important. Go after what this guy's going to do to this country. Go after that he believes that a baby 9 months in the womb can have its head crushed, its arms and legs ripped off and vacuumed out of a woman's uterus. Can we not hate that? Is that okay to hate it? Because I hate it. Amy, tell me I'm crazy. Olivia, tell me I'm crazy. Am I off the deep end now?
No, there's a few people I hate. So no, I mean, that's totally cool. And, and when Hayden tells me she hates a couple of people, I'm okay with that because honestly, those people deserve to be hated. And you can't have light without dark. You can't have happiness without sadness. You can't have love without hate. You have to know the two to understand what they mean.
Amy, help us. Put me back on the path. But tell me that I've lost it, that I'm crazy because I don't. Please show me where it says. I understand malice in your heart. I understand that, but give me the biblical reference that says you cannot hate something. Is there?
I don't believe that there is one, and I am on the same mindset as you guys. I believe in evil. I believe that Satan has the ability to take over people's hearts and make them evil. I know probably two people that I truly believe that are like taken over by Satan. They are just 100% evil. There's nothing good about those people that I could find ever. There's just hate in their hearts. They are truly evil people. And I have nothing but hate for them myself. Because there's nothing, you can't find one good. There's nothing. They're hateful people. They're hateful people. So I in turn hate them. So I don't believe it's wrong to hate people. I just don't believe that. I there might be good. Thank you,
Ashley.
It's funny. I had this conversation with my son. It's always like ties into these conversations. We were talking about Hitler the other 2 weeks ago, I guess it was. And he was asking me why I was like, I didn't say I hated this person. I was like, this person is really horrible to me and I don't have anything nice to say about them. And he's like, I said, but it's okay for you to like this person because you have a different experience with this person and you can love them and you can have fun with them and all the things. That's completely fine. And he's like, well, how come? He's like, well, Hitler, no one liked Hitler. Everyone hated Hitler. And I said, well, how?
Not everybody.
As I said, how do you know that? I said, in Germany, I'm sure as a child, he had many friends. I'm sure as his time growing up, he had many friends. I'm sure there are people who were friendly with him. He was married. I'm sure his wife, maybe, who knows? God only knows.
Eva Braun.
Yeah. I don't know if she was, I don't know her relationship with him, but you have to think there are people who did not hate him because he was elected into power, allegedly. And you never know, back then maybe it was all rigged. I don't know.
No, there was no fake election. The German people predominantly voted for Hitler in.
Yes. So I had to have this conversation with him about, yes, there are evil people. They can even mask themselves as good people. And once you see through all the masks, you can realize that they are hateful, evil people. I said, like Hitler, but I said, even in his death, I am sure there was somebody that still loved him and that cared for him because, usually there's something good about somebody to somebody else, like their mom or whoever. I don't know. That's all. I hope did that tie a nice bow on it all for you, or that make it more confusing?
It did. Thank you, Christine. First of all, only facts call in. I'm not doing this. I'm not having a conversation with you through chat like this. It is impossible. There was a coup in Germany. I want date. I want time. And I want you to go ahead and give me times from 1932 all the way till 1938 and tell me what coup took place. If you're telling me that there was a disinformation campaign, that's not a coup.
Right.
If you're talking there was a military takeover, explain that to me because the Jews ran the military in World War I. And the Versailles Treaty is what most assuredly turned Germany against the Jews, along with a bunch of hateful rhetoric. Now, if you want to go ahead and have a conversation about that, I'm willing to do that. Call me right now. If you're not willing to have that conversation, then I'm going to go ahead and address your original point, and we're not going to jump ship onto a different topic. And if you're just trying to disturb the show, we'll end the conversation because I participate with everybody. But I will not be derailed because you're unwilling to talk about hate. Please define love for me. Amy, can you tell me about love?
I can't give you the definition of it. It's truly, I think, a personal feeling that people have. It's like our synapses, the way that they fire. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of scientific evidence behind it. I just don't know. I can just tell you how I feel. I mean, when you have kids, that's the only thing I can say. Like, if you have a child and you're not a horrible parent, then that is like the way to define love. My children.
Okay. So let's get back to the hate. On November 8th, 1923, Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party led a coalition group in an attempt. You're in the conversation. There was no coup. An attempted coup is not a coup. A coup is a successful completion of overthrowing the government by military means. That's not what took place. So you can, once again, you're distracting. Let's get back to what you said about hate. Liv, define love. Can you just put it in simple 5 to 7 words? Can anyone do that on the panel? And it's okay if you can't.
I don't know if I could.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do it for you.
Yes.
Love is showing extreme passion and affection for another person. That's love. That's the literal definition. Someone look it up, see if I'm wrong. Literal definition of love is showing extreme passion or affection for another human being. Is that correct?
Let me look.
It's already right. I know it's right. I've read the dictionary. I remember the word.
Of course you do. You remember everything you read.
Go ahead. Give me the literal definition. Someone recite it for me real quick. And then I'm going to give you hate. Only facts. Only facts. I've shown much appreciation for you. I know you've been on the show multiple times, but let's focus on the hate. Let's not get into Hitler. Let's not get into World War II. Let's focus on what we talked about. I'm not showing you disrespect. I actually like your contributions, and I've seen you on Facebook on my Facebook page. So I'm not trying to disrespect you. I just don't want to go into this rigmarole of just combating back and forth and just ad nauseum throwing stuff out there that's not about the topic. Hate. Liv, give me the literal definition, please, man.
An intense feeling of deep affection.
Okay, great. So that's what I just said. Great. So hate, you can look it up now, is
an intense.
No, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. You got to show. I got to show you how smart I am. Hold on a second now. An extreme dislike for another person. Go ahead. Tell me what it says.
An intense or passionate dislike for someone.
Okay, so Amy, thank you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it was really important to me to show off. Okay, so let me make sure I understand. To love another. See, she hates me right now. See, she hates me. She's
no, because you had to redeem yourself for being wrong earlier about the dead guy walking into the hospital.
Oh, you know what? Now the gloves are off.
Amy, high five.
Now that.
Oh, goodness. It is 2 against 1. We at least got to get our shots in somewhere, huh?
Okay. Oh. So here's the thing. So if I can show extreme affection for somebody, that doesn't mean that I'm devoid of any dislike for them. It means that the predominant emotion that I have for them is an extreme affectionate state. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then why can't I still care about somebody but hate what they're doing? Hate what they're saying, an extreme dislike. Because what we're told to say is don't say hate, say you don't like it. I am saying it because hate is like the F word.
Hate the cat's tail right now.
The F word has turned into this giant, like, you can't say that. That's the most frickin', you can't say F word. You can't say F you. Pluck you from the English longbowman. We can't say that because there's just some sort of negative connotation. That's what it's designed to do. Just like love is supposed to have this amazing feeling of nurturing and ties people together with the sinew of common practice. Hate or extreme dislike also lets you know, wow, Matt's serious. He really doesn't like what you're doing, and it's antithetical to love. So I don't agree when people say you can't hate. Oh, it's a poison. It'll destroy you inside. No, I won't allow it. There's a lot of people I hate. I have people who have been taken from me. I've been violated physically by people when I was younger. And I'm sorry. I don't think there's anything wrong with hating the actions of what they've done and the person. Don't hate the sin, not the sinner. No, I hate them both.
No, they wouldn't. If they're committing a sin that bad, that means they're that bad of a person. You know, just. But
most people don't know the definition of hate. They think that hate and dislike are so dissimilar. No, it's just extreme dislike. It's the next elevation. It's like conservative to Republican, or conservative to alt-right, or liberal to progressive socialist. It's just a stepping stone into the extreme. I'm sorry, I disagree. I hate people who say that a baby, 9 months, is a clump of cells. And I also hate people who say that a 13-year-old can't make a very hard decision without you up in her ass and not allowing her family and her doctor and her to make that decision without harassing her. I hate both equally. I hate people who try to take the Second Amendment away and will not allow me to protect my family. But I also hate people who say that somebody who is clinically insane, who has made multiple threats, that they cannot take their guns away. I'm sorry, because there has to be law. There has to be one extreme to the other. It doesn't cancel each other out. I understand how delicate, but if your time was to fight for the Second Amendment where there were no proposed laws, there are 37,000 laws currently in legislation waiting to either be denied, or brought back up into Congress. It is the most regulated amendment ever in world history. 730 some odd laws are already across all 50 states when it comes to guns. It is the most regulated amendment. Your time to say thou shalt not infringe was over. We gave up that fight. We allowed them to have one win. The moment that they started regulating the Second Amendment is when we should have risen up. But we didn't do it. We failed, and we allowed fear to go ahead and compromise our integrity. So let's go ahead and understand that this is a crazy world, and there are a lot of crazy people in it. And we have to do things to stop them from the evil that they are creating. And I hate that evil. You should too. Or don't. It's your call.
I was going to say about the Ben Stiller video. It's cracking me up how all these people are coming out and saying, we need to change. We need a change. And she's all about change. She's part of the problem. She's part of the administration that you need a change from.
Exactly.
How the hell is she going to make the change happen? Because she's the reason we're in this predicament in the first place. Just a thought. This shows you how dumb these people are.
And not properly expressing yourself creates anxiety, hypertension, and heart attacks and strokes. Right back at you. Only facts. Hatred negatively impacts the nervous system, immune system, and endocrine system. It certainly does. And not venting properly and allowing yourself to get things out of your system and to vent these issues that you have, heart attacks, strokes, anxiety, depression, and many others. So one of the number one killers in men is not able to express themselves, not able to share their pain, not able to share the things they've gone through in life because they'll be considered weak. This is why men die early. We take poor health choices. We work more than women. This is the truth. You don't have to like it. But on average, men work longer weeks. They do higher stress jobs. Now, in this case,
I'll agree with that.
I'm not saying that Amy doesn't work ungodly more hours than I do, because I know she does. But my point is on average, men don't express themselves and it kills them. Women, there's nothing like a woman's ire. They vent and they openly express their hatred on a daily basis. How do I know this? I'm married. And they live longer. So there's an argument to everything, but you still haven't answered my original question. Do you know what hate is? Hate is an extreme dislike. So you say I shouldn't say hate, I should say dislike. I am. Extremely. So if I say I extremely dislike this person, that's better. That's the word hate. This whole thing that you can't hate is nuanced through Christianity and Christian Judeo-ethics, okay? And I'm sorry, but it's time for us to maybe not be as angelic as we aspire to be. And maybe we need to get down in the dirt a little bit. And maybe we need to earn and fight for the morality of our country. Maybe God's going to sit this one out. Maybe he's going to watch. Maybe it's time for us to fight for our beliefs, fight for our morals, fight for our children, fight for the unborn. maybe it's time.
I don't think there's anything in the Bible. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and there's a lot of people who are very Bible thumpery like myself, but does it say not to hate in the Bible? I mean, it says not to judge, but it tells us to not accept people's sins either. It doesn't say we can't say like, hey, this is wrong. So like we can hate that about like the sinners. Like
Yeah, if you're looking for clarity in the Bible, you might as well look through a glass of muddy water. It contradicts itself constantly. You know this because it's human beings deciphering the word of God, and that's impossible. And it's been translated so many times. It's moral stories that we should follow, but I don't think anyone really truly believes about the belly of the whale and the burning bush and the singing swordsman and all this other stuff. Yeah, these are tales to help people comprehend a very complex issue from an omnipotent being who doesn't speak in English. Pretty confident. Right. If we could all speak the language of God, then how powerful is God? We can't interpret God because he's an omnipotent being. It's like an ant trying to interpret us. So I think we need to listen. Hate is a strong word. You're damn right it is, and I'm using it.
I was raised on
I'm bringing hate
the
back.
sin, not the sinner, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Christians are brought up that way. So it's hate the sin, not the sinner. A lot of Christians are some of the most negative people I've ever met in my life.
They can be.
And judgmental.
They can be.
There's a reason why I don't go to church anymore. And I grew up in the church.
But
and
that's
I was
your experience,
active
right?
in the church. That's my experience. But here's the other thing. As far as, getting stuff out and being able to be open and, not liking something and saying, okay, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna take my mom, for example. Okay. And she does this
been ragging on your mom lately.
Yeah, I love my mom, but she's one of my best friends. But she does this every single time she comes out. We always go out to dinner and something's always wrong with the meal. Every single time. Yeah. Every single time.
It must be a mom thing.
No, it totally
No,
is.
it's bad. It's bad. And she ruins every restaurant we go to.
So we don't take her to our favorite restaurants anymore.
We don't, because every time we go there, it's bad service, and then it's an epidemic. The entire restaurant turns bad.
So, we'll go, and her steak is overcooked or something. And she'll be like, oh, my steak is overcooked. And I'm like, well, say something. No, it's fine. I'm like, let me say, no, it's fine. And every bite, oh, my steak is overcooked. Oh, gosh. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, then say something and enjoy your meal. Why are you letting it eat you up inside?
Daughter,
you're eating a $30 steak that you don't like. Why? Get a new one.
Oh my God.
Do you hate
that? Do you hate that?
I don't get it.
I would just like to interrupt you really quick and just tell you that I would give anything if my mother would shut the F up at a freaking meal in public. Because I refuse to go anywhere with her now. I am embarrassed. I've apologized to the restaurant crew on countless occasions. We don't eat out. There's one restaurant I've taken her to and she goes, that wasn't bad. And I was like, okay, we could eat there again. Like maybe one day. It's so I can relate, but I would give anything for my mom to shut up about her meal not being right. Like anything.
I'm trying to pass on that you need to be open and tell people how you feel to our children, because in certain situations they are tight-lipped. Like Hayden wanted to get her hair cut. I took her a year ago to get her hair cut, and she wanted it a specific way. And I'm like, do you want me to tell the hairstylist or do you want? She goes, I'll tell him. And I'm like, do not go to this specific place. I've been telling her this for no, I love this place. No, they're going to ruin your hair like they did last time.
Okay, let's get to the point.
She goes, and I could just tell in the chair she's not liking it, but the whole time she's like, yeah, I love it. And I could tell she's just cringing. And I'm like, can I say something? No, Mom, no, I love it. It's perfect.
She hates it.
She hates it. I call them and I say, her hair is not what she wants. So we go back and they fix it. She still hates it. And she complained for a year about this haircut. And I'm like, you should have let me say something. And then I took her to the place I go to. I love it. And I'm like, oh.
Okay. This is the dilemma between all mother and daughter relationships. Yeah. Okay. She is going to do this. You know nothing until she's 21. Okay. You don't know anything. She's 13 years old. You will not have a relationship with your daughter till she's 21 years old. 8 years you will do this. And then she's going to come home from college and be like, Mommy, I love you. I've missed you so much. I missed your cooking. And then she's going to be your best friend. So just be quiet about it, okay? You guys are constantly territorial pissing. You guys are worse than men. You guys just need to lift your leg and pee on a wall or put masking tape down the house of what side you can live and she can live, because this is what it is. You're women.
my goodness.
You guys are the most territorial creatures ever. They say men aren't. No. Men are just like, we want our bathroom, we want our bedroom, and we want where we can watch football and play video games. That's it. Our house can be 800 square feet. You're the one that needs a 5,000 square foot house. We just need 800.
Sorry for
Yeah, I don't want
language.
that big of a house.
Oh,
I
yeah,
totally
right.
disagree with that statement.
Now you do, but you didn't when you were younger. Your dream was to get the white picket fence and the big house. Come on, tell me that's not true.
And now we have to clean it, and we regret our decision.
Yeah. Because
Amen.
you should have listened to your husband to begin with when he said we only need a 2,000 square foot house, but you didn't listen. Now you've learned. See, learning a lesson and not listening to a lesson are two different things.
I wanted to downsize with the current house that we're in, and somehow we upsized, and that was
Okay.
not my doing at all.
Okay. Gabriel
And I love
said,
you, Mom. Sorry, I love my mom.
She doesn't.
I love my mother and my daughter.
No, she doesn't.
I love you, Mom. Yes, but I can't,
she
I
doesn't.
can't
She
eat with
doesn't
you.
love
So
you. She
secret.
doesn't love
But I
you.
love
She's still 13. She hates you.
She's 14. Get
She
her right.
She hates you.
She's 14. If she
I
hears
said
you say
no.
she's 13.
It doesn't. It started when she was 13. It's 13.
It started when she was 8.
No, it didn't. 13 to 21. I think this woman is a problem. I don't know. And then Gabriel follows it up with,
I'm not talking about
I'm
you.
talking about another people. Who? Answer the question. Who are you talking to? Which one on the panel is bothering you, or which one in chat? Because unless you just walk into random chat rooms, just say, this woman's bothering me, and what if it's a panel of all men? I mean, I know it's hard to identify nowadays and age, but who are you talking to? Is it Olivia? Because she annoys the shit out of me, and I'm married to her. Is it Amy? She never annoys me. She's perfect. Driven
true.
snow.
It's my nose.
All right. I got a video to show you. You women are going to just love this. Oh my God.
I'm excited.
The Lincoln Project is back.
Fun.
The Lincoln Project is back.
Oh, my favorite commercial.
Now,
It's from the Lincoln Project.
I want to tell you a little about the Lincoln Project.
Oh,
The
boy.
Lincoln Project hired tiki torch men to go in Governor Glenn Youngkin's bus, and they said it was a protest. It wasn't. They didn't say anything. They didn't disclose anything to the media. They pawned it off that he had racist tiki torch bearers, and then when they got caught, they went ahead and openly admitted it. This company, the Lincoln Project, is a cesspool of anti-Trumpers. They're ex-conservatives. They never were conservatives. These people were absolutely moderates their whole lives. They hate Trump. They're neocons. They want global expansion. They want war. They do not believe in the same things we believe. The one of the founders was caught messaging something like 67 different young boys. And then the owner, who's currently in place, I think Rick Wilson, I believe his name is. He's a pudgy white guy who just is annoying as hell. Looks like he's 85 and he's like 50. This guy it covered it up. They have questions about their donations. They have questions about appropriations, where they put their money, tax implications. They're morally reprehensible pieces of crap. But man, they make the funniest damn videos. I love their videos. I'm talking about Kamala Harris. Okay, that's fine. Thank you for clarifying. We just thought we were talking about Olivia because, she has
I'm a hateful person.
she has an opinion. So can't have that.
I don't sit in the corner.
Can't have that.
My mouth
Can't have
quiet.
that. Enjoy this, folks. This is the greatest. First of all, I did a narration with Hayden this morning when we watched it before school, and we laughed. So I'll try not to do it. Here it is. Oh, Elaine says, just being a decent person won't get you to heaven, but since you don't believe in God, I guess it doesn't matter. What?
I don't know if I haven't seen it. So wait, maybe she's talking to somebody else.
Yeah, who would she be talking about? Certainly it's not me, I hope. Or
It's a reply.
Okay.
It's a reply to somebody. So
yeah, because I don't. Yeah, because
there's a string.
No,
so
that's why I asked. I didn't flip out, but Elaine is someone I like, so I didn't want that to be about me because that's. Listen, do I go to church? No. Do I believe in God? I think so, but I believe more in that I don't know, but I do believe that there has to be something there. And God right now is the best explanation that I currently have to the feelings that I have every time I get older and every day I get older, that there's something that connects me to the unknown that I've never had before. So do I believe in 10 years that I very well could be on the path to self-discovery and being born again as a Christian? Maybe. But this is a long journey for me. There's a very long story about it. But I know you didn't say that, so I don't need to go into that. Here we go. Donald says so much hate on this show. You're not stupid, Gabriel. Nobody says you're stupid. Nobody says you're stupid at all. I just didn't know what you were talking about. Because if you were talking about my wife, I totally get it. I feel the same way sometimes.
Hey, guess what? I've got froyo in the freezer and you don't. So there you go.
Wait a second. What?
It's my leftovers from last night.
That's not fair. You know the rule. You can't do that. That's uncool.
Nope. You hate me anyway, so just hate me more for eating froyo.
I can't believe you did that. You're going to have froyo at the end of this and I don't get any?
There's like this much left.
I saw...
I saved it. It was last night. I couldn't finish.
You know, you're the type of person in that movie that we watched where they're stuck and they don't have any food or anything. And,
Yes.
and they're both sleeping and all of a sudden she bites into an apple.
Oh gosh.
What was that? Was that Dick and Jane? What was that?
No, it wasn't Animal Farm. It was
Animal Farm.
It had Chevy Chase in it, and they were moving.
Oh,
from the city
yeah,
to the
Funny
country.
Farm.
Funny Farm.
Oh, it's
Funny
so
Farm.
great. And she sneaks an apple. And he's like, I'm so hungry. Are there any apples left? She's like, I'm sorry, baby. I ate it. And they go to bed. And he's like, if you had an apple left, you would tell me, right? And he's like, of course I would, sweetie. And they roll over. And he goes, honey, are you asleep? And then you hear, and she starts chomping. He's like, what was that? She's like, nothing. All right. Here we go. Let's watch this. Like, honey, get off your phone. It's a cop.
Yeah. Driver's license, registration.
Here you go.
They had to get the dumbest redneck. Yeah. I mean, he literally looks like the guy from who was on oh God, what is it? Justified, who was Boyd's dad.
Oh yeah.
Lloyd Crowder. And then he also looks like the guy Hayden said from Stranger Things, the cop. Without the beard. He does without the beard. Here we go. They used the same siren clip from the last show that they did. So the last commercial. It's like get some new material. It's the same
Drivers.
By the way, the horn's going to be off when he's going to the car. Okay.
Also, where was the siren in the background coming from? Was there like another?
That's what I just said. It's going to be off. I mean,
no, it was a woo woo, and then you hear woo.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said. Where's the siren come from? It's going to be off by the time he's walking out of the car. That was my whole point.
You're in Chicago.
That's the explanation.
A chipmunk was just having sex with a rabbit, and they're going to go ahead and take care of that. And there was a band filming it. They're going to go ahead and arrest him too. That was my point, sweetie. Is that when he's walking to the car, the sound of the siren and the whoop whoop is not going to be going off. That's when you pull somebody over. But
all right, before you start, if we go black, sorry, big thunderstorm. I can hear the thunder from in here.
There's no reason to be racist. There's no reason. There's no black people in this video except for right here. We just went black, folks. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. If you have not had a chance, we are doing really well. We are really close, almost at $3,200. We'd love to get to that 3,200 mark. That means over the next 3 days we could just do 100. We're not begging. We're just asking. We are completely funded by you, viewer funded. We are the PBS of conservative channels. We're not like Benny Johnson that gets millions of dollars from political campaigns and all that. We don't do that stuff. We're not like Crowder that has multi-million-dollar contracts. We are just a small-time podcast that's about its 4th year, which is doing really, really well. But we need your help to stay alive. This is what we're looking for. Help us out if you can. Go to linktapgo.com/thedumshow. Donate what you can. And if you can afford it, if you're in a situation, put your oxygen on first before you help other people. Take care of you. But if you have the means, we would love to see you help us out. All right, let's watch this. Of course, the daughter's on the phone. I mean, that's just a given. Where's her headphones that are on her head?
It looks like the wife.
It's his daughter.
Yeah.
No, there's a ring.
It's daughter.
Okay.
Okay, it's daughter.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
just told you we watched it. I think I got the plot, and maybe I'm wrong.
License, registration.
Here you go, sir. How's your day going?
That's your daughter?
Sure is.
Abigail, right?
Sorry. So stupid.
How do you know?
Were you about 8 weeks pregnant? So you've been spotting recently.
What?
You've had any
I've got your underwear right here. It says you're pregnant.
cramps or nausea?
That's personal.
You been taking your prenatal vitamins?
Excuse me?
Are you ticketing me for something?
Where are you heading, Abigail?
To go see my older sister, Natalie.
Well, that's strange. 'Cause it says here that Natalie's at a concert in Dallas. And your navigation is set to a women's health clinic in one of those abortion states.
We have the right to travel.
Not anymore.
Oh my God.
Step out of the car.
Please, officer.
Both of you out now.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Just hold on. Okay. Oh my God.
You, sir, are under arrest for crossing state lines to obtain an abortion for a minor under your care. And you, young lady, well, you're under arrest for evading motherhood.
And why are you driving a piece of shit K
Please.
car?
Please, I know I say this all the time, but can we actually recreate this video? Please, please, please. I feel
Yes.
like
Let's
we have
do
to
it.
recreate this.
Let's do it. I'm down. All we got to do is call Alpie. Alpie will give us the sheriff's car, and we can get Alpie out here.
Hayden will be the daughter. She'll be a great actress.
We can,
Yes, and instead of there's just so much we could do with this script. With the
let's do
my
it.
God.
I'm totally down. Let's do it. Let's watch the rest.
Up to the top.
I think this one might top my favorite one. I think that.
I love
Listen, who wants to go? Because I can't. Listen, I'm not getting an abortion anytime soon. So who wants to? Listen, you women, you guys are evil.
God.
You're evil.
I mean, I feel like, again, we need to recreate this commercial, except we also need to have the element of the abortion clinic on wheels pull up to save this poor girl.
Yes.
And can't we call her? Like a
Right,
husky or
like we
something?
need, I was gonna come out and be like, somebody needs to dress up in a suit and be like, "Excuse me, sir, it's me, Captain Abortion." Like, try to
Captain Abortion.
save the day. Like come in here and beat up the cop or, please.
Oh my goodness.
Folks, you can murder babies. There is no federal law that says you can't. Yeah, there's state Thank you, Yenny.
Oh, thanks, Yenny.
There are state. Yeah. So there are state provisions that make it harder to have an abortion, and shouldn't it be hard? Because isn't that what they said in the 70s? We just want this for extreme circumstances. We just want this for life of mother, rape, or incest. This is going to be a rare occurrence. Now it's like, man, how old are you? I'm 16. Okay, and what work experience do you have? Well, I type 65 words a minute, and I worked at McDonald's since I was 14 on a work program. Great. And have you murdered a baby? No? Oh, well, I'm sorry. You're not the person. We're not the person we're looking for. Unless you've murdered a baby. Why don't you go try to get pregnant and murder the baby, and then you can come on back, and we'll see if the position's still open. It's like a rite of passage now. They celebrate it. They wear hats. They do marches for it. They have parties. The sickest thing I saw was that girl. I don't remember her name. She's had 7 abortions, and every year she has a birthday cake and puts candles on it and celebrates the death of her child.
Oh my God, that's sick.
Can't remember I'll look it up and we'll have it on the show.
There's a special place in hell for that one. That is a whole new level of crazy.
Dude, just what? Listen, people ask me about religion all the time. They're like, why can't you just make a decision whether you do believe or don't believe? And I said, because I have questions, but I'm covering all my bases. I'm keeping my options open, right? And the reason why is because I don't know. And if I do live a good life and try to be a godly person and try to be Christian as much as I can be, which I fail every day, I'm horrible at it. But if I can, then if the day comes, then God will know that. And he'll judge me based on that. And if he's not, well, I didn't lose anything. I just get to live a better life, and hopefully I'm remembered by a few people. Listen, I'm under no delusion. When my funeral comes around, I'll probably have like 4 people there. Okay,
doubtfully.
I'm not a loved person.
Me, Leroy,
at least
Olivia,
2,
and your kids. That's at least
okay. So 6.
I'll make Jason come.
But thanks. But trust me, like my uncle had he was a complete ass to some people that people thought, and he had hundreds of people at his funeral. I don't anticipate that happening. I don't think I've left an indelible mark on society, but you know what? Just in case, I'm gonna make sure I keep my options open. But this is stupid. The Lincoln Project, these people they're nuts. And they like to say that we're nuts. Listen, man, all we're saying is stop murdering unborn. The population is, for the first time in U.S. history, is we're having less children than ever before. More illegal immigrants came over the U.S. border last year than newborns in the United States for the first time ever. That should bother you. We're no longer having kids. These kids they want to go ahead and sleep with unicorns and sleep with I want to sleep with a binary cake. What the? I want a man. I want a woman. I want a polygamous relationship. Okay, great. That's all fun when you're younger, but can you settle down and get married and have kids, please? Because we need to pay the taxes so we don't have to keep taking all the burden. We need stupid people to have children and get married and be forever indebted to their other person and their children. Come on, join the fun. Surrender your morals in your life by going and being a slave to your children like we are.
Couple things. I would love to add something to our video that we're going to recreate. We need to channel that girl who sued her parents for having her, remember? And we need to have a seance for the baby to make sure that the baby wants to be born.
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Add that in there.
Can I ask a question? Just really seriously. This is to Olivia and Amy.
Made for TV after school special.
Can I ask a question seriously, ladies? This is what I want to.
Yes.
If we have to ask a child at 2 years old if we can change their diaper so we don't violate their sexuality, shouldn't we ask them if we can rip them out of the womb and murder them?
Yeah.
That's a very good thought.
Liberals.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? You guys are so full of crap. You have to respect the sexual identity of your newborn. Don't ask it what it is.
I'm
it's
sure
nothing
he just
until they get their
wants his
identity.
diaper changed so he's not sitting in crap all day.
Right,
I'm pretty
but
sure that's the only thing
Should we ask
he
it if
wants.
it wants to be murdered? I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
So the second thing is somebody wanted to know what was my other favorite commercial from the Lincoln Project. It was 4 years ago, and
I'll do it. I'll
haven't
find
been
it.
able to find the
I'll
thing.
find it. I'll find it.
I know you will. I can't find it. Oh, it's hilarious though.
Here, talk, because when you do this to me, I can't do both.
Got it.
So
I think we're casting this weekend, and it's Labor Day. But if we have anyone
so
who's
down.
interested, I think we're casting for roles in our commercial called "Young Girl Impregnated by Weird Cop." And over.
I'm volunteering Hayden for the main part already. She'll be game. I already know she will.
I
already know.
would like to play the cop. Can I be transgender in the video?
Sure.
Babe, you need to be the pregnant girl, okay? Totally. You have to be.
That's going to go over well. Yeah, what am I going to do? Stick a friggin' pillow in? Listen, I don't.
But she's only like 8 weeks pregnant. You don't show, unless you're me, you don't show it like 8 weeks pregnant.
I think Liv should have the abortion van ready too. I think
I'll have the abortion. I'll drive the abortion van.
Okay. Because you have the cat. So.
And they're butt-bling. Yenny needs to be in here somewhere with her butt-bling.
I really think this could really launch our careers into commercial making.
We need to do this to every Lincoln Project video that they come up with because holy cow. All right. So I was just told to remind everyone, any of the Dumb Club members, we have our meeting tomorrow. I think it's at 12.
No, not tomorrow.
Or excuse me, Saturday.
It's Wednesday. What the hell are you thinking? Why do you always get this wrong and tell people to? You did this last month too, and people were like, "Thought it was today."
It's an off. No, I didn't do that. It's an off.
Yes, you did.
It's been a long week already. I'm thinking it's Friday. I'm wishing it's Friday. No, it's Saturday at noon. And if you are a Dumb Club member, you can join. And I will post the link for the Dumb Club. So
there
you
a
can be a
topic
part
for
of
this,
it.
For this
week? I don't know.
No, it's just hey. Let's have a convert. Let's have a convert. Did
you find it?
Wait, what? Shh.
This is the best.
This is so stupid.
Mommy.
Where's the sound?
This Isn't she telling her son someone died?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I remember it. I do.
Hold on. Okay. Lincoln. It's so bad they took off the.
Oh goodness.
It's been so.
Sorry, and I'm laughing so hard.
If I can find it once, I will find it again. Hold on.
You can find anything on the internet, dear. Just don't ask me to, because you know I can't.
I'm gonna find it in 2 seconds. Watch this. Damn, I'm good. I mean, seriously. I hope you bastards copyright protect me, you frickin' pudgy white son of a. Matt, why did you bring color in it? He looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy, like when he enters a senior convalescent home. Seriously.
Michigan and where the numbers were headed, where we were trending, Ohio, Florida, they all just started falling in line. And I think it's generally pretty clear.
Hey, honey. You asked me to wake you and tell you what happened in the election.
Who won?
Trump. Trump won.
But I thought you could only be president 2 times.
Not anymore.
I gotta think. That one still might be my favorite.
You guys tried this shit in 2020. Do you really think it's going to work again? I mean, come on. Do we really? But this is Rick Wilson. I told you, Pillsbury Doughboy with who's aged horribly. The guy.
I was going to say Mr. Clean.
Guy's a world-class douchebag. Just a master debater. Anything, he'll give you surface level. You say anything, F you, you're a retard. That's his art. Wow, really good, Ricky. Oh, that one is so bad. Oh, you guys, listen. If Donald Trump wasn't going to give up power, it would have happened already. Okay, he did with January 6th. Yeah, okay, 100 people with some duct tape and some zip ties and some Mountain Dew and Cheetos breath. They walk into the Senate chamber, and what is the United States government going to do? Mr. President, yes, we have 100 smelly people with red hats in the Senate chamber. What would you like to do? Close shop, boys. We're going home. Surrender the government. Give it to them. We're done. That's the overthrow. We're done. No, you know what it would be? Send in 20 SWAT members and kill every one of them. That's what would have happened. Shoot them all. Kill them. Because that's what would happen if you tried to overthrow the U.S. government. For real. Okay? If you don't believe me, ask Ashley Babbitt. Because that's what happened. Okay? She got shot. And it only took one. Folks, you may say, let's overthrow the government. You don't want to overthrow the government because you can't overthrow the government. The only way is to beat them at their own game. And the only way to do that is education. Education. And hold them accountable. Listen, the wheels are coming off this thing. If you think people aren't getting smarter, they are. Democrats don't trust the government. Republicans don't trust the government. But right now, we're still focused on the only thing we can really do, which is hate each other. That won't go on forever. Eventually, like black people, they will wake up. And African Americans got to it before we did. They're actually realizing that Democrat policies are complete dog shit. It's time for us to remember the same thing. It doesn't matter. Conservative, Republican, Democrat, they're all crap. The government is the problem. It's not the answer. More government isn't the answer. The only reason we should be voting for Donald Trump is for the Constitution of the United States. That's it, because that's all we got left. And after that, it's ball game. That's my minute. Liv, your minute.
Everyone, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm ready to make this video.
I want to listen, you better not cop out. I don't have time, so you better do this. Like, Amy, I'm serious. You better get it going. I've got the cameras. Yeah. I got the audio equipment. Let's rock and roll. I'm down.
Let's do it.
Come on over.
Yeah.
We need a cop car.
I'm really hoping after this week, my work schedule will be less crazy because I think I'll have like most of my active people not active as much. So.
Well, let's do this. I'll call Alpy. I'll say we won't put his car. He's close to retirement. He won't care. We'll just make sure that his vehicle doesn't show any sign. We'll put it in the rear view, or I can just CGI it. see, like I can't CGI, but I can make the clips. I can do a lot of things with rotoscope. So like I can green screen our windows and I'll do all that stuff.
Don't you have like 10 neighbors that are cops, Amy?
Yes, I do. I was going to say I got all the cop friends. I don't know. I mean, plus like the sheriff's so cool. I don't think he's going to be like, hey, don't use our car. As long as we're not putting like the numbers of the car on the, like, which is fine. Because that way we don't know whose car it is.
The new thing is these kids wear these Princess Leia headphones around their head every 24 minutes, 24 hours a day. They have them on them all the time. It's the new fad.
Every freshman.
So I'm going to have like Hayden chewing gum sitting in the car. And the cops were like, ma'am.
Baseballs.
Ma'am. What? Huh? What did you just say? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Speak up. And I'm going to do exactly what she does. She's like, ma'am, I heard you're spotting. You sick son of a bitch. I mean, we can do this.
Oh, Hayden will totally down with it.
We'll do it. And she'll be like, this is what Hayden will do. It's like, I heard you were pregnant, ma'am, and then all of a sudden we'll pan down her belly. What do you think, asshole? We're gonna do this the right way. We're gonna have to write the script. We're gonna have to make sure that I don't get to decide all the things in it because I'll go dark. But yeah, should we like take do we need a police officer uniform, don't we?
Halloween's right around the corner. I'm pretty sure a costume store's open at some point.
I'll go to like an Army surplus. They'll have it, and I'll just get a sheriff's brown and tan, and I'll put on a smoky hat, and we'll call it good.
Or we could go to a costume store and get Ethan one, and Ethan can be the cop.
No, we got to do this right. Like we got to do it right. We got to have Hayden be the pregnant girl.
You better not shave.
Amy should be the cop. We'll put a beard on her and everything, and she can
be the cop.
Listen
would
here.
be the cop.
Listen here, Missy.
You could just be the. You could just be the
Ethan can
female.
be pregnant. Ethan can be pregnant because he'll be like, he'll be like, ma'am, are you pregnant? And then he'll be in the back seat. He'll be like, no, I am. He's a boy, so boys can get pregnant. This is fantastic. We'll write this son of a. I'm done. But you know what's funny is like we did this with the Chicago dance off during COVID when all the teachers did that improvised dance.
Oh, yeah.
That went nowhere. And it was hilarious.
We'd only been on for about 4 months though at that time.
All right, well, we'll do it. We'll do a production.
So,
I'll hire a production team at this point. I don't care. This is awesome.
Yeah.
We'll do a GoFundMe.
People, but they're expensive.
We'll do a GoFundMe.
Liberal.
Oh, screw that. Forget it.
They would
I'll do it.
us.
I can do this stuff.
Seriously, we don't need a production team.
I'm good at this.
We've got the actress right down there. She'll be the lead actress. And,
I love Ethan popping up in the background. No, I am with a belly.
I'm a decent actress, whatever it is, as well.
Porn doesn't count.
It doesn't count, but I don't have to redo my takes like 10 times. I just do it
exactly.
Always like one. Sometimes I get it on the first take.
You're like, do me, harder. And that's it. It's over.
Yeah. I can't act to save my life, so I'm going to be behind the scenes because I'm horrible.
No, you're not. You'll be fine. You'll do something.
Just ask your daughter in the video I was in for school.
Get Ollie North to play the cop. Oh, I think he would be down. I got to go ask him. We got to go to the diner and ask him. I got to get him on because he's getting older. He's not getting any younger, and I don't want him to pass before I can talk to him. He's an amazing. All right, we got to go, folks. Yeah, Amy, last minute. You got anything else?
I love you, Mom. I do love you. We hate eating in public with you. It's not a secret, but we do love you. And
I hate you, Mommy.
No, I love my mom. She's the best.
Sure
my mom always sends me my mom's like the best. She really is. She's the best.
Sure sounds like it.
In public. She's the best. My second thing is I hope your kiddos are having a good start of the school year because I haven't seen.
They're so happy. They're so happy.
Oh yeah.
Hayden is completely.
I got a little story about Hayden.
Can we do it next time? I want to get off. I want to get off. I'm done.
Yeah.
Hayden is very happy. Ethan's very happy.
Good.
They are doing very well, but Hayden is like the kids are so nice.
Aww.
I'll tell you what, our school system is doing much better.
And they're really now?
Yeah.
Or high school. I don't know if you want to put that out there. Sorry.
You come near my kid, you're not going to survive.
Yeah.
So Woodgrove.
They have armed security officers at both schools.
Yeah, and not only that is dad will find you. And people like me have a particular set of skills that make people like me. You're going to let me finish, but you're not going to let me finish it. I'm not going to let me do my Liam Neeson.
You got to do the accent.
Which make me a nightmare for people like you.
Sorry.
If you let her go, do not harm her. Nothing will come of it. I will not look for you. I will not find you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you. Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay, go ahead, Amy. Finish it. What was your comment?
No, I was just saying we live in the country. Our schools have guns. Like,
yeah, we sure do.
Yeehaw.
My pickup's got guns, and I don't even have a pickup. All right, everybody. Good night. Thanks for. Oh,
Carrie. Sorry.
You what?
I'm pretty sure we haven't confirmed it with every teacher in the school, but most of the teachers in our kids' school actually carry every day.
Freaking awesome.
Do you know that? Do you know this? That not only that is absolutely true. Do you know there's a couple teachers that actually watch our show?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Hayden's math teacher was
From
a math
last
teacher?
year. From
math
last year.
teacher from last year.
Is a big fan.
He's a big fan of the show. Watches the show religiously. There's one other. I can't say their name, but they watch the show too, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, we have
awesome.
cops who watch our show. We have a lot of people. We have a lot of people who watch our show. So anyway, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show, folks. We're gonna get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. No recorded show in the morning. I'll do a news article maybe, and then we will be on Thursday night. And then Damani Felder on Friday. Damani will be in house, which we can't wait. It'll be a good show.
Are you on, Amy?
No, she's on last time.
I'm showing
You've seen
at
one
6
black
o'clock.
guy. You've seen them all.
But my showing should be done at 6:30 on Friday. If I can make it, I'm in Round Hill. Friday, so if I can make it home in time.
Why don't you just do it over here?
I can. It depends on if I have to do paperwork. If I have to do paperwork,
Let's talk.
It's gonna have to just be a game day decision.
It's like I said. You were on with Damani last time, and you've seen one black guy. You've seen them all. Yeah.
Yep. He's the same.
I'll be on Friday. I won't be on tomorrow.
So they all look alike. So it's all good. You wouldn't know the difference anyway. I could be like, we could just bring on Mr. T, like, hey, it's Damani, and you'd be like, oh my god, it's totally Damani.
So horrible.
It's not racist. Damani would say something worse than that. I mean,
know he would.
Come on, that guy doesn't have a racist. He is the coolest cat. He's the coolest cat ever. I'll show him this clip too, and he'll probably laugh. He has a good sense of humor. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show, folks. We'll see you next time. Damani's on Friday. And thanks for taking care of us. Thanks for watching the show. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Ames. We love you.
Night, y'all. Bye, Ames.
Bye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
Hey. Are you spotting out there? You better not be spotting. Crossing state lines when you're spotting. If I catch you spotting, I swear to God, girl.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Sexy hot.